You're looking across. Surely you know my man is offside or onside.
Listen, I don't want to do this, but I actually...
They were getting popped for ages. After a while, bruv, you don't know where you are. That's why what's happened. He's on a... Listen, I'm telling you now, if Tarkoswki's not on the yellow card, yeah? If Tarkoswki's not on the yellow card, he gets there quick and like just stop, like edge of the box, stops it and it's like, cool, I'm going to win the yellow. Like it might get a yellow because of the time of the game, but I'm going to do it. Problem is he can't do that. So now he's trying to do the Virgil van Dijk shifting across, and that's not Tarkowski's game. Now you're telling him to get to that side. You know the drill where you're doing the slide tackle into the small goal, but you're up again and you're trying to. It's over. He hadn't done that for a while. You're like, so as soon as he dived in to block it, I'm like, it's over. The gap's there now. Whereas before there was no gaps for that Everton team.
Do you guys agree then with what David Moyes is saying here about there's an offside goal which they get? And that's the difference in the game today. And I think the lady as well, I can't remember her name, so forgive me, the girl that was asking the questions. And then she was like, oh, maybe you got away with one with the red card, and that's probably why he got evened out with the... And he said, yo, don't conflate the arguments, bro. Like, I don't want to be
like, did he actually say that?
Diaz, he did say, he said, don't try to put that in there in the red card and that.
Yeah, bro, you weren't having it, bro. He said, nah, don't use them two.
I thought it was offside. I can't lie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This is one of them weird ones where if they gave the offside, I'd have been pissed, but I would have probably understood.
Yeah.
But because Diaz done the right thing, but by doing the right thing, you're still interfering with play, innit? Because he just tried to like, okay, I'm just gonna, you're already, he's natural, it's not his fault, and if I chose not to do anything, but me not doing anything is blocking the man from getting the tackle.
Yeah.
Technically I'm offside.
But that's the law, innit?
Exactly. That's why I said I would have been like,
yeah.
It's one of those.
It's like with the set pieces, you know, when man are just standing offside.
Yeah.
And it's like, bruv,
bro, you're blocking, man, and you're making. You have to be aware.
The problem is you're standing off. Not even that. You know, like they're standing offside, and it's like, cool, that's my man, but I've got another man on me here.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want this man to move across because we're doing this zonal thing, and it's like, all right, cool. He's going to be at one side at one point, but I've got two men to mark. It's what
Arsenal do on every set piece, bro. They're interviewing with play on every set piece when they're offside, bro.
So they know the rule then. So these men just know that rule, so they go, just run it then. That's what
that's what
they do.
That's a tactic.
That's what they
do. But Andy just made a good point, and that's what I was about to say was that. But the ball was never for Jota. Like that wasn't for Jota to get and do. It was for Diaz.
Problem is you can't prove it.
But you know in the game, you know, for example, Nunes enough times.
I think we know it was for Diaz. Like
no, you're right, but because you can't prove it, because me and Ent had that when we watched the Man City Man U game, and Rashford ran towards them. He started moving towards the ball, then just put his arms out the way. And
that one is mad, but that one's mad. He's gone. The defender, that one's crazy. I remember that goal. But you see, I've seen Nunes do it a lot, where he'll be offside, and the ball's played. But the game still carries on because the player's not even attempting it. He knows he's offside. Like, he's just been lazy and hasn't got back on. So, in that situation there, Diaz doesn't make any, like, I'm trying to get the ball. He's just standing there. Like, if that touch would have been, like, a touch, but it would have been right at his feet. He's not ready to set and do anything. So, when that ball's been passed, he's offside. He hasn't even made an attempt. By the time Tarkowski's made that whole thing or whatever, Diaz is now onside, isn't it? And it's just one of them ones where it's unfortunate.
I just flicked it round the corner. And
basically, man are trying to say interview replay by existing on it because we want to teleport.
It's a weird one. It's like that means you can never be offside. Really, that's it. You kind of go into that territory where you can never, you can't even stand in an offside position. Where I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one, man.
Yeah, because like Jota didn't move towards it. He didn't nudge. Like he didn't faint. Like he didn't do. Bro, he just was. I'm offside.
I'm telling you, if that ball got to Diaz might have touched it, but it'd have been stuck in his feet. And he'd have to like do a madness to get out of his feet. And then, because he's not even expecting the ball there. That's just a poor pass from Grav, if we're being honest. He's just lazy, ain't looked that he's offside and tried to force it.
And then, but why did Tarkowski dive in though? Because he said, obviously, I don't know if he was going to be onside or... I'm like, bro, you should have known.
He's doing the left. You know, the ball's moving left to right, and he's doing this. And he's like, cool. The ball's gone past, and you know, Diaz isn't like miles behind him. He's just behind him.
Right, just behind him.
I need from it. That's why I kind of get what G's saying from a centre back. But imagine Diaz was onside.
Yeah,
and he just left it.
Yeah, it would have looked like Virgil against PSV when he just left that whole space.
if he's not aware, you have to deal with the danger. It's like when man try to play the offside, but man's onside. And it's like you're watching down the line. Abassi done it the other day against United. Was it United or whoever they played? Where you tried to do the offside against Arsenal. I don't know who it was. Was it Arsenal? Arsenal, where he tried to do the offside thing. Where he tried to
that's why he got that's why he didn't play then.
Yeah, that's why he didn't play, because he tried to do he's watching the line and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna step up. But my man's dropped off. So now he's let the striker run through. And it's like, so Tarkoswki has to go to it.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Most of these things are not the ref and the linesman, and it's the rules. But the rules are all weird, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't even understand it, because in the next game it will be something else, and
So I can't lie. You know when it showed when Beto scored and that, and it showed the replay, I'm like, it looks onside to me. I don't know. And then they didn't put the line up. They just showed it. They didn't put the green line up. They just showed me the still image, and I was like,
thought Virgil's shoulder was in line.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Next, but I was like, because Virgil looks like he's leaning to one side, and Beto, I was like, you know, it could go any way at this point. You're going to draw me the lines, but the line's going to be wonky, and then you're going to show me.
Hopefully, when they bring in the ultimate system, then we'll be all cool, innit? But look, Garrett said it wasn't a stonewall offside straight away, bro. He's not having none of it. So these men are not clued up on the rules then, or of the game. Is that what it is?
I don't think any of them. They try to be, but every week they have to do with something different, where they got told something different. So I don't blame them. Remember, they're seeing it different as well. We're watching it from these great camera angles, and that they're just seeing it from what's in front of them, innit? So
plus,
this is why you need a blanket rule for these kind of things, unfortunately, because otherwise it's like Jerry. You watch NBA, bro. If the ball hits a player's foot, remember you don't.
Doesn't matter if man bashes at his foot.
It doesn't matter if man fully bashes the ball at your foot, bro. That's that.
It's just what it is.
There's no whatever, like there's no ambiguity about, and I think. I'm not saying for every rule, because obviously it's
fouls are the only one what really should be subjective in the game. Everything else should be what it is.
Like any sport though, like any other sport, if fouls are subjective, like you might not get a foul for that. But
because you know when they're like, oh, it's the force and that he used in that. Sometimes you can't tell the force, bro. If you get me, especially when you slow stuff down. But everything else, like a handball and offsides and that, should always be quite obvious, and it hit the
bro. It's just weird, because G's actually made me think, You know, back in the day, if you were just in an offside position and that ball's passed to Gravenberch, the linesman's just going offside, and then straight away, straight away, right? But this one is like, in the last couple of years, it's like they allow the game to run and then just to see. They like
to go for 2 more minutes.
Make a decision afterwards. So it's like he might be offside, but we'll see in it. He might be off. So I even see the Virgil when man's like, he's offside by a mile, but you're making me do a sprint all the way to Alisson. And then have to barge man off the ball, where man
now I pull my hamstring and that.
Now I pull my hamstring for you to go. It was offside, by the way. I knew it was offside, but I'm told to delay it. It's like they have to just, if you're going to do the offside thing, it's got to be how it was back in the day. And I know there was errors, but it was like, I remember that ball goes in, it's liner straight away is offside. The ref looks at the line and it was offside, so nothing counts after that.
You think with these kind of things now that it's not? Let's take the officials out of it and say it's not their fault, because now we're bringing in these extra rules when we don't necessarily need them. So now these guys can't really focus on their sole jobs. Like a liner, back in the day, watch the line, last man, offside. Once that flag goes up, there was no arguments, bro. You could argue like, no, ref, I bend the run, and no, offside, and we just dealt with it. Now it's like, oh no, play on, and let's see what happens. Now we're seeing these little graphs, and like, well, his shoulder looks like, the toenail looks like. And then it's just bare conversations for no reason.
Only the media teams now, they're going to, whether they get rid of it or not, the cameras are there now. They're going to show it. And so we're going to be at home seeing it going, it's offside, no matter what the ref said or linesman. It's fucked still. Because before Van Nistelrooy fucked up the rules and that, it was just daylight between the defenders, innit?
I said before Van Nistelrooy.
I remember because Van Nistelrooy started doing that thing where he'd just walk offside first. Then he'd run back on the room. I was like, bro, I didn't mind it, to be honest. It was just him being smart, bro. And then they decided to say, like, give the benefit to the striker. Like, bro, I don't know, because I told you before, if you stand, it sounds crazy, but if you stand side on with somebody like Virgil, bro, all it has to be is the player who's bigger than you, bro, and you're on side. As long as you stand sideways. Remember, no one's taking the same in that. So as long as we're side on, I'm offside or I'm on side.
More time when you think about it, not all the time because that's poor positioning, but let's say the centre back's standing like this square, and the other one's side on. The momentum's already taken him that way. Yeah. There's no way in hell bro, to turn over and get there.
And the way the rule is now, if you're like a size 12 in that, bro, you're offside, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even though
it's a
you're
long
standing in
one.
line with man, you're a size 12, you're off.
Well, it's
That's
like
what happened
if
against us.
Femwa, you got a bit of like if you got Akin Femwa at the back,
Bro.
you got a bit of a
When they give
Shoulders a
remember we
bit.
got that goal chalked off in the League Cup when Lukaku scored against us when we drew 0-0 with Chelsea, and it was his foot what was offside. His big, he was standing in line with our defenders. It's just that his toe was bigger than my man's.
yeah. It's actually push at a disadvantage if you're big in it.
Yeah, exactly my point. I'm saying that.
Man said if you got a size 12 foot, it's like raw, man.
You're gonna have to draw your foot even further back to make sure you're on line, bro.
Yeah. And if you're the centre back, your manager's moaning at you. Why'd you play him on side? Fucking didn't, bro.
And then you're making runs, but you'll never get into the ball. And I was like, I'm on the shoulder. Like, I am on the shoulder, bro. This is the closest I can get without being offside.
Nah, man, like,
Now, G actually made me think about that. You know, maybe
what's that?
I'm saying maybe it should have been an offside when I think about it.
Yeah, because he did try and pass it to him. We all know he tried to pass it.
That's
to
what
him.
I'm saying. Like I know we prove it, but bro, like, who else was he passing to in that whole vicinity? Like, it was
Man
only
said I
one
was
player
trying to add a little spin. There was a disguise thing. It was going to spin last minute, and then it would have been whoever was running on the side. Maybe no. You tried
just
to
make,
pass it,
like
man.
I said, just make it simple. Like even handballs. Like I'll be honest, it's gonna happen to us. Like you just got to deal with it, bro. Handball. If it touches your hand, brother, handball.
No matter what.
Accidental. There's none of that rubbish. No, you touched your hand. It's a handball. It's really that simple. And then we move on. People are like, oh yeah, but then people are gonna be, bro. In basketball, man, are not playing basketball and saying, let me dash the ball at man's foot because I know that it's gonna be, bro. Like no one's gonna do that. Like
to be fair, you
don't gain anything from.
To be fair, man in basketball are doing that, you know. Like
No.
They are. If they want a timeout.
It's not something that it's not
A little timeout,
but it's not something that's consistent enough for you to worry about. Like, oh my god, like this is gonna happen.
Yeah. It's not like they do it every minute, but obviously in certain times of the game they'll do that. So, but obviously if you're in the box, you can imagine, right? If you've got wingers that are just getting used to step over, try and flick it and catch it off your hand, you're gonna get enough penalties at that. You're gonna get enough penalties.
I need to think of some kind of rule, man. I need to think of some kind of rule, but like, just I don't know, man. Just make it be the I don't know, the foot or the leg or something.